Listen up, because I'm not here to sugarcoat anything for you today. This is about your life. This is about your future. This is about everything you say you want, everything you say you're going to do. But right now you're standing at a crossroads, and it's time to make a decision. Are you going to do what you said you would? Or are you going to sit around and hope for things to magically fall into place? You have two options: do it or die. Not literally, but figuratively. If you don't take action, if you don't chase after what's yours, you're choosing to let your dreams die. You're choosing to give up on everything you ever said you wanted. But let me ask you, how bad do you really want it? How far are you willing to go? Will you get up when everyone else is sleeping? Will you keep pushing when you've given everything you have and then some? Or are you going to throw in the towel, give in to excuses, and let opportunities slip away? Because here's the truth. Life is hard. It's not supposed to be easy. No one is handing you success. Nobody is giving you a free pass to the top. The people you look up to, they didn't get there by sitting back and waiting for the stars to align. They went through the fire. They faced failure after failure, rejection after rejection. But they kept going, they kept grinding, and you want to know why? Because they chose to do instead of die in their comfort zone. And you can't afford to wait. You can't afford to be scared anymore. Every second you waste, someone else is out there taking the action you should be taking. Every time you hesitate, you're giving your dreams to someone else. This is your moment. It's your time to rise. The question is, will you? You don't have the luxury of thinking maybe tomorrow. Let me tell you something. The road to success is not lined with easy choices. It's not paved with comfort. It's hard. It's messy. But it's worth it. And if you want it bad enough, you'll do whatever it takes. If you're going to fail, fail forward. But don't you dare quit. You owe it to yourself, to your future, to everything inside of you that's screaming for greatness. You have one life, one chance, one shot at greatness. So today you make the decision. Will you do or will you die in your dreams? There's no middle ground. There's no compromise. Make your choice. Success doesn't come from waiting for the perfect conditions or making excuses. It comes from the ability to push forward despite the challenges, the setbacks, the obstacles, and the discomfort. The truth is that life will always present reasons to hold back, to quit, to stop trying. But the question you need to ask yourself is, are you going to let those excuses control your life? Excuses are the enemy of progress. They disguise themselves in forms that make us feel justified in our actions. But at the core, they're nothing more than a mask for fear, procrastination, and doubt. When you start to make excuses, you're not only giving yourself an easy way out, but you're also robbing yourself of the potential for greatness that lies on the other side of your effort. People make excuses for a variety of reasons. Sometimes it's the fear of failure. Other times it's the fear of judgment or rejection. But the one thing all excuses have in common is that they prevent you from moving forward. You might tell yourself, I'm not ready, I don't have enough time, it's too hard, or I don't have the resources. You may think these excuses are legitimate reasons to hold off or wait for a better time. But in reality, these excuses are just delaying your success. When you make excuses, you are allowing external factors to dictate your life, your decisions, and your actions. You're saying that the world around you has more power over your dreams than your own will and determination. But success doesn't care about your excuses. Life doesn't stop for you to get everything in order. Time moves on, and so does opportunity. The longer you make excuses, the further away your goals get. The more you tell yourself not now, the more you're pushing your potential farther into the future until it feels impossible to reach. Every successful person you admire has faced similar challenges and setbacks. They didn't make excuses about why they couldn't go forward. They didn't let fear or doubt stop them. They found a way. They took ownership of their situation and pushed through the obstacles. They didn't wait for the perfect conditions. They made their own conditions perfect through their persistence and determination. Think about it for a second. How many times have you said to yourself, if only I had more time, if I had a little more money, or if I knew the right people? These excuses sound rational, but the people who succeed don't get bogged down by what they don't have. They focus on what they can control. They don't wait for the ideal set of circumstances. Instead, they find a way to work with what they have. They make progress every single day, no matter how small it may seem at the time. They understand that waiting for the stars to align is a waste of time. Success is built on the foundation of action, not passive waiting. It's easy to look at where you are right now and feel overwhelmed by the distance between where you are and where you want to be. But every single step you take, no matter how small, moves you closer to that goal. Even the smallest action taken in the face of fear, uncertainty, or doubt is an act of defiance against the excuses that hold you back. The moment you stop making excuses, you step into a place of power. You take back control. Instead of blaming your circumstances, you take responsibility for your own success. It's empowering to realize that you have everything you need to start moving toward your dreams right now. There's no need to wait for the perfect moment or the perfect opportunity. The moment is now. It's easy to think that successful people have had everything handed to them, but that's far from the truth. What they have done is master the art of getting things done despite the challenges. They have the same fears, doubts, and insecurities as anyone else, but they don't let those things stop them. They don't use them as an excuse. Instead, they use those challenges as fuel to push harder, work smarter, and get things done. Stop letting yourself off the hook with excuses. Every time you give in to that voice telling you to wait, to hold back, to quit, you're choosing to let your dreams fade into the background. It's time to change that. It's time to take action. No more putting it off. No more waiting for the right moment. No more allowing external circumstances to dictate your life. The only thing standing between you and your success is the decision to stop making excuses and start taking action. Ask yourself, what am I waiting for? What's stopping you from moving forward right now? The answer is simple: nothing. There's nothing standing in your way except your own excuses. Sure, the path ahead might not be easy. Sure, there will be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But those things are a part of the process. They don't define your journey. What defines your journey is the choice you make. Push through, stay committed, and to keep moving forward, regardless of the challenges. When you take responsibility for your actions and stop making excuses, you unlock the power to change your life. It's not about having everything figured out or waiting for the stars to align. It's about choosing to show up every single day, no matter what, and putting in the work. It's about showing up even when it's hard, even when it feels like you're not making progress, even when the world tells you it's easier to give up. Success isn't easy, but it's worth it. The time for excuses is over. The time for action is now. If you're truly ready to achieve greatness, you have to stop talking about it and start doing it. Stop letting excuses control your life. Stop letting fear hold you back. You are the only one who can decide if you're going to succeed or not. The choice is in your hands. What will you choose? Commitment is the difference between those who succeed and those who fall short of their potential. It's not enough to just start something, to take that first step, or to talk about your dreams. You need to make a decision. A decision that goes beyond temporary motivation or fleeting excitement. Commitment means you're all in no matter what. It means that once you make the decision, you're not looking back, no matter how hard it gets. It's about understanding that success isn't just a goal you're trying to reach. It's a lifestyle you're committing to live every single day. When you commit, you stop giving yourself an out. You stop telling yourself that maybe today isn't the right day or that you can take a break because you're tired. Commitment is about saying, I'm going to do this no matter what. It's about showing up, not when it's convenient, but when it's hard, when you're tired, when you feel like giving up. You make the decision that your dreams and your goals matter more than any obstacle that comes your way. The reason so many people fail to achieve their goals isn't because they lack talent, knowledge, or resources. It's because they don't fully commit. They start with good intentions, full of excitement and enthusiasm, but once the challenges come, they bail out, they back off, they reconsider, and they eventually quit. When things get tough, they stop pushing and they let themselves off the hook with justifications and excuses. But commitment doesn't allow for this. True commitment is unwavering. It's the kind of commitment that sees you through the darkest days, the hardest moments, and the toughest battle. Commitment is what drives you to keep going when every part of you wants to quit. When you're faced with challenges, commitment gives you the strength to keep moving forward. It forces you to look at your goals and remind yourself why you started in the first place. You don't quit because it's hard. You keep pushing because you know the reward is worth it. You've made a promise to yourself that you won't settle for anything less than success, and that promise fills you when nothing else will. You probably heard people say things like, I'm going to do this, or this year is my year. But how many of them follow through? How many of them really stick with it when things get hard? Commitment isn't about making declarations. It's about the actions you take once the excitement wears off. It's about showing up every day, even when no one is watching, even when the world isn't cheering you on, even when the world isn't cheering you on. True commitment is about staying consistent, sticking to the plan, and pushing forward, even when the world seems to be moving at a different pace than you. What's the difference between someone who commits and someone who doesn't? Consistency. Those who are committed show up every day, no matter how they feel, no matter what happens. They're disciplined and they trust the process. They know that success is not something that happens overnight. It's built over time through small actions that add up to big results. And they're willing to take the small steps, even when they don't see immediate reward. Commitment means understanding that there will be setbacks. There will be days when you feel like nothing is going right. When you're faced with failure, rejection, or exhaustion, there will be times when you question whether it's all worth it. But commitment tells you to push through those moments, to see beyond the failure, and to focus on what's next. You don't let temporary obstacles define your journey. You keep moving forward step by step, knowing that every setback is an opportunity to learn, grow, and come back stronger. The commitment to your goals is a daily practice. It's about building habits that support your vision even when you're tired or frustrated. It's about doing the work when you don't feel like it, pushing past the distractions and staying focused on the bigger picture. You don't let the short-term challenges or emotions cloud your long-term vision. You remind yourself daily of why you started in the first place. And that keeps you grounded in your purpose. Think about the most successful people in the world. They didn't get to where they are by showing up only when it was easy. They didn't succeed because they waited for the right moment or because they were always motivated. They succeeded because they were fully committed. They understood that success is not about perfection. It's about persistence. They didn't get distracted by obstacles or discouraged by setbacks. They made the decision to commit, and that decision carried them through the tough times. Committing to your goals means you take full responsibility for your actions. You don't blame anyone or anything else for your situation. When you commit, you're saying, this is on me. I will do whatever it takes to reach my goals. You don't sit around waiting for someone else to give you permission, for someone to hold your hand, or for the perfect situation to appear. You take initiative, you take action, and you take responsibility. Your success is in your hand. When you commit to your goals, you create a sense of urgency. You don't waste time because you know that time is your most valuable resource. You make the most of every moment because you understand that every second spent in pursuit of your goal brings you closer to that moment when you can look back and see how far you've come. Commitment is not just about saying, I'll do it, and then walking away. It's about following through with relentless focus, discipline, and effort. Being fully committed means you have the courage to go after what you want, no matter how hard it seems. It means believing in yourself when others doubt you, trusting the process when others question it, and staying the course even when the path is unclear. Commitment means you stand firm in your decisions, not allowing fear or doubt to sway you from your path. You are unwavering in your resolve to succeed, and you let nothing shake that determination. The world is filled with people who talk about their dreams, who talk about what they want to achieve. But only those who are truly committed take consistent action to make it happen. Commitment is the thing that separates the talkers from the doers. It's easy to say you want something, but it's much harder to commit to doing whatever it takes to get it. Commitment is about being prepared to face whatever comes your way, to push through adversity, and to stay focused on your goal until you reach it. Action is the fundamental key to success. It's not enough to have great ideas, dreams, or ambitions. You can't simply talk about what you want to achieve and expect things to fall into place. No, action is the engine that drives results. Without it, your goals are nothing more than wishful thinking. Ideas and plans are great, but if you don't take the first step toward bringing them to life, they will remain ideas and plans forever. Far too many people get stuck in the planning phase. They think, once I have everything figured out, then I'll act. But that's the problem. You'll never have everything figured out. There will always be uncertainties, risks, and obstacles. If you wait until everything is perfect, you'll never get started. Perfect conditions don't exist. The only perfect moment is the moment you decide to take action. You can plan and prepare, but nothing beats taking real steps forward toward your goal. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of being prepared, of having all the answers, of knowing exactly what's coming next, but that mindset keeps you stuck in a cycle of procrastination. It's the reason why people get paralyzed by fear. They want to know everything before they take the leap. They wait for the perfect time, the right opportunity, or the best resources. But what they don't realize is that the only way to learn is by doing. The only way to progress is by taking action, even when you don't have all the answers. You'll need to know exactly how everything is going to unfold. You'll need to have a complete roadmap. What you need is the willingness to start. Action doesn't require you to have all the answers. It only requires that you take the first step. That step might not be perfect. It might be messy, uncertain, and uncomfortable, but it's a step. And that's what separates those who achieve from those who don't. The willingness to act despite the uncertainty. The people who succeed are not the ones who sit back and wait for success to come to them. They are the ones who take risks, who face their fears head on, and who move forward even when they don't have everything figured out. They act because they understand that no amount of planning or thinking will ever replace the value of real-world experience. You learn through doing. You build momentum through action. When you act, you take control of your destiny. You stop letting circumstances dictate your life. You stop waiting for permission, for approval, or for things to fall into place. You create your own path through your actions. Action is what propels you toward your goals. Without it, nothing moves forward. It's like pushing a car that's stuck in the mud. You can think about it all day, but until you start pushing, it won't go anywhere. The reason many people struggle with taking action is because they're afraid of failure. They worry about making mistakes, about not doing things perfectly, about the possibility of falling short. But what they fail to realize is that failure is not the end. It's just a part of the process. Failure is the teacher. Every time you fail, you learn something valuable that brings you closer to success. The most successful people in the world are the ones who fail the most. They fail, but they don't quit. They fail, but they get back up and try again. And with every failure, they're one step closer to success. If you're not failing, you're not pushing hard enough. If you're not failing, you're not taking risks. If you're not failing, you're not growing. Action also creates momentum. The hardest part of achieving a goal is often just getting started. Once you take that first step, things begin to fall into place. The momentum you create with that initial action carries you forward. The more you act, the more progress you make, and the more confident you become in your ability to succeed. Momentum is powerful. It's the driving force that keeps you moving, even when things get tough, and it all starts with action. You don't have to wait for everything to be perfect. You don't need to have everything planned out. All you need is the courage to start, the willingness to take action, and the understanding that each step you take brings you closer to your goal. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of looking foolish. The only thing you should be afraid of is not taking action at all. The longer you wait, the further away your goals get. The longer you wait, the more time you lose. The longer you wait, the more opportunities you miss. People often say, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll wait until next week. They believe that waiting for the right moment is the best approach. But the truth is that perfect moment never comes. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. Success doesn't wait for the stars to align. It happens when you take action, when you step into the unknown and move forward despite the fear. The best time to act is right now. Acting is what separates the dreamers from the doers. It's easy to dream, to set goals, to think about what you want to achieve. But it's much harder to actually take action toward those dreams. It's much harder to face the fear, the doubt, and the uncertainty that come with taking that first step. But that's exactly what you need to do if you want to see your dreams come true. You need to stop dreaming and start doing. Every step you take is a step closer to turning your dreams into reality. Action also helps you build discipline. The more you act, the more you develop a sense of consistency and routine. You begin to build habits that move you closer to your goals. Discipline isn't something that just happens overnight. It's built through consistent action. Every time you take a step toward your goal, you're reinforcing the discipline it takes to keep going. And the more disciplined you become, the easier it is to keep taking action, even when things get tough. No one ever achieved anything of significance without taking action. Every successful person you look up to got to where they are because they acted. They didn't wait for the right moment. They didn't wait for things to fall into place. They made things happen. They took action, even when it was hard, even when they didn't have all the answers. They took risks. They made mistakes, and they kept moving forward. The next thing, and we gotta understand, controlling things, we cannot control the outcome of life, but you can control your attitude towards life. And that's the key. It's not about having everything perfect. It's about taking action, learning from your mistakes, and continuing to move forward until you get where you want to be. Success is not handed to anyone on a silver platter. It's not something that simply falls into your lap because you wish for it or because you put in a little bit of effort here and there. The path to success is built on struggle, hardship, and pushing through adversity. If you think success comes easily, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. The reality is that success requires you to embrace the struggle, face the challenges head on, and continue moving forward despite the odds. One of the biggest misconceptions about success is that it's easy. People see the end result, the finished product, the accolades, the rewards, and they think it's all been smooth sailing for those who have achieved it. But the truth is far from that. The road to success is bumpy, unpredictable, and filled with obstacles. And those obstacles are not meant to stop you. They're there to test you, to shape you, and to prepare you for the level of success that you want to reach. You can't expect to achieve anything of value without facing difficulties. There are no shortcuts. There's no magic formula that will make things easy for you. You will be tested. There will be times when you feel like you've given everything you got, only to find that you're still not where you want to be. You'll face failures, setbacks, and moments when you'll want to give up. But this is where the real growth happens. The struggle is what makes success meaningful. It's what builds character, resilience, and the determination to keep going when everything inside of you says to quit. One of the most important things to remember is that struggle is a part of the process. It's not something to fear, it's something to embrace. When you are in the midst of struggle, you're learning, you're growing, and you're being prepared for the rewards that are waiting on the other side. The more you struggle, the stronger you become. The more you push through adversity, the more capable you are of handling what lies ahead. Success doesn't care about your comfort level. Success doesn't care whether or not you feel like it. Success only cares about your commitment to persevere through the challenges, no matter how tough they may seem. You can't expect to grow without being pushed out of your comfort zone. Comfort is the enemy of progress. It's easy to get complacent when everything is going well, but growth doesn't happen in the easy moments. It happens when you push yourself beyond your limits, when you take on challenges that seem impossible, when you step into the unknown and face the fear and uncertainty that comes with it. If you want to achieve greatness, you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. You have to be willing to embrace the struggle, to accept that it's part of the journey, and to keep going when it feels like nothing is going your way. The world is full of people who talk about their dreams, their ambitions, and their goals, but talk is cheap. It's easy to say you want something. It's easy to dream about success. But the people who actually make it happen are the ones who are willing to do the hard work, who are willing to struggle, who are willing to fail and get back up again. They understand that nothing worth having comes without effort. They understand that success is not a destination, but a process. one that requires dedication, hard work, and the willingness to push through the tough times. The truth is, when you face adversity, you have a choice. You can either let it break you, or you can let it build you. You can choose to be defeated by your challenges, to give up and walk away, or you can choose to use those challenges as fuel to drive you forward. Every setback, every failure, every struggle is an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to become better. If you're not struggling, if you're not facing challenges, then you're probably not pushing yourself hard enough. The biggest successes come from overcoming the biggest obstacles. The obstacles are asking for more women. The obstacles are asking for more money. The obstacles are asking for more people. The most successful people are the ones who have faced the most adversity. They're the ones who have experienced failure, rejection, and disappointment. But they've also been the ones who refuse to give up. They refuse to let their circumstances dictate their future. Instead, they've used their struggles as a stepping stone, a way to build the strength and resilience they needed to keep moving forward. They understand that struggle is not a sign of failure, it's a sign that you're doing something worthwhile. There are no guarantees in life. Nothing is certain. You will face struggles, challenges, and setbacks. But how you respond to those struggles is what matters. Will you let them break you, or will you use them to fuel your fire? Will you allow the hard times to stop you, or will you push through and come out stronger on the other side? The choice is yours. It's easy to give up when things get tough. It's easy to throw in the towel and walk away when the road ahead seems impossible. But if you want success, if you want to achieve something meaningful, you have to keep going when things get hard. You have to keep fighting, even when the odds are stacked against you. Success doesn't go to the people who give up. It goes to the ones who keep going no matter what. When you embrace the struggle, when you face the challenges head on and keep moving forward, you build the mental toughness and resilience that are essential for success. You become someone who is unshakable, someone who refuses to be defeated by the obstacles in their way. The struggles you face don't define you. How you respond to them does. If you give up, then the struggle wins. But if you keep going, if you keep fighting, then you win. Every struggle you face makes you stronger, more capable, and more prepared for the next one. Yeah. The road to success is not easy. It's not meant to be. If it were, everyone would be successful. But the fact that it's difficult is what makes success so valuable, is what makes it worth fighting for, is what makes it worth having. The struggle is what makes success so sweet, is what makes you appreciate the victory once you've earned it. Without the struggle, there would be no growth, no progress, no sense of accomplishment. So instead of running from the struggle, embrace it. Welcome the challenges. Know that every obstacle you overcome is one step closer to the success you've always dreamed of. Discipline is one of the most important qualities that successful people share. It's the difference between dreaming about success and actually achieving it. Without discipline, you can have all the potential, talent, and ideas in the world, but they will remain just that, potential, talent, and ideas. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. And it's the foundation upon which every successful person builds their achievements. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's not about never making mistakes or always getting things right. Discipline is about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, even when it's uncomfortable. It's about making the right choices consistently, no matter how you feel in the moment. It's about setting standards for yourself and holding yourself accountable to them day after day, regardless of the circumstances. Discipline is the ability to keep pushing forward even when you don't see immediate results. It's the ability to trust the process, to show up every day and to keep working toward your goals even when it feels like nothing is happening. One of the hardest things about discipline is that it requires sacrifice. It's not always easy to make the right choice, to do the work, to stay focused, especially when the temptation to give in to distractions or take the easy road is strong. Discipline means saying no to the things that don't align with your goals, even if those things seem appealing or fun in the moment. It means prioritizing your long-term vision over short-term gratification. Every time you choose discipline over indulgence, you're building the mental strength necessary to achieve your goals. You're making a deposit in your future success. And those small, consistent decisions add up over time. Discipline also means embracing routine. Routine is the backbone of success because it eliminates the need to make decisions about what you should be doing every day. When you have a set routine, you don't have to waste time and energy deciding what to do next. You've already planned it out, and all you need to do is follow through. Successful people don't wait for motivation to strike. They act because they have a routine that forces them to take action, no matter how they feel. Discipline is what helps you stay consistent with your routine, even when things get tough. It's what allows you to push through the days when you don't feel like working or when you're tired. It's what makes you show up every single day, even when you're not seeing immediate results. One of the biggest challenges of discipline is that it often requires doing things that are uncomfortable. Success doesn't come to those who take the easy path. It comes to those who are willing to do what's hard, who are willing to step outside their comfort zones. Discipline means pushing yourself when you want to quit, when everything inside of you tells you to stop. It's about being willing to sacrifice temporary comfort for long-term growth and success. The discomfort you feel when you're working hard, when you're pushing yourself beyond your limits, is what prepares you for the next level. Every time you get uncomfortable and keep going, you're expanding your capacity and you're getting closer to your goals. Another aspect of discipline is learning how to manage your time effectively. Time is one of the most valuable resources you have, and how you choose to spend it will determine whether or not you succeed. Discipline means using your time wisely, being intentional about what you do and when you do it. It means avoiding distractions and staying focused on the task at hand. It means not allowing yourself to waste time on things that won't move you closer to your goals. Time is limited. And the people who achieve the most are the ones who use their time wisely. They don't waste it scrolling through social media, procrastinating, or making excuses. They are deliberate about how they spend their time because they understand that time is something you can never get back. Discipline also means being patient. Success doesn't happen overnight, and the path to achieving your goals is rarely smooth. There will be setbacks, delays, and challenges that slow you down. But discipline allows you to keep going even when things don't happen as quickly as you want them to. It's the ability to stay focused on the long-term vision, to keep putting in the work even when the results aren't immediate. Patience is the crucial part of discipline because it prevents you from giving up when things get tough. It's about trusting that the work you're putting in today will pay off in the future, even if you don't see the results right away. So, discipline isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. The people who achieve the most are the ones who have mastered discipline. They've learned how to prioritize, how to manage their time, how to push through discomfort, and how to stay focused on the long-term vision. They understand that success is not about talent or luck. It's about doing the work day in and day out, no matter how difficult it gets. Discipline is the key to turning your dreams into reality. It's what helps you break through the barriers that stand between you and your goals. Discipline also helps you build confidence. Every time you follow through on a commitment, every time you do what you said you would do, you build trust in yourself. The more you trust yourself, the more confidence you have in your ability to succeed. Discipline is the foundation of that self-trust. It's about doing what you say you're going to do, even when no one is watching, even when it's hard. The more you show up for yourself, the more confident you become in your ability to overcome challenges and achieve your goals. Discipline also allows you to build momentum. When you consistently do the work, even when you don't feel like it, you start to gain momentum. Momentum is a powerful force that makes everything easier. When you have momentum on your side, you start to see results more quickly. You start to feel like things are falling into place and the work becomes less of a struggle. Momentum doesn't happen overnight, but once you built it, it's a game changer. The next level is all about prioritizing and making things happen first and considering work as more important than building a bus up. The key to build the momentum is discipline. You have to show up every day, no matter how you feel, and put in the work. Finally, discipline helps you stay accountable. When you're disciplined, you're holding yourself accountable to your goals. You're taking full responsibility for your success, and you're not relying on anyone else to push you or motivate you. Accountability is one of the most powerful tools for success because it keeps you on track even when the going gets tough. When you're disciplined, you're not waiting for someone to tell you what to do. You take the initiative and you hold yourself to the highest standard. Discipline is the key to staying on track and achieving your goals no matter what. Without discipline, all the talent, ideas, and potential in the world are meaningless. Discipline is the driving force behind every successful person. It's what allows you to stay focused on your goals, push through the tough times, and stay consistent in your efforts. Discipline is the secret ingredient that turns dreams into reality.